Yes. I know, I'm excited too. Welcome to My Life Continues Every Day. Season 2. Ooh la la, look at me, look at us. We've gone this far. I am Amanda Elu, and I'll be back.
My life.
My life.
Now, one day, my life will continue every day.
My life continues every day.
Well, my life continues every day.
We move. My life continues every day with Amanda Ilu.
Oh my God, we've grown so much. I want to say very special thanks to MLCE family, MLCE tribe, MLCE lovers. I want to say thank you to you who have waited to this moment. For those who inspired me or who moved me, especially my friend, with so much goodness. She has been in my neck. Chibuzo, Itozo, she also has been in my neck. There's two people and some other people who keep asking me, when is My Life Continues Every Day going to continue? And people who do not hesitate to always call me a podcaster at every chance they get, trying to remind me of this part of my identity. I'm so grateful I have you all. Thank you so much for rekindling the fire. It's not like it wasn't there. I had a lot to do. But thank you for pointing out that I really need to go back because this is my life actually. So I'm glad to have you listen to this episode. This is literally the first episode of season 2 and I'm happy you're here. What's been happening? Yeah, that's what it is about. Remember, My Life Continues Every Day is basically a journey of my life, my career path mostly, and one or two things in my life. And I know I'm always scared of talking relationships, but I think I might be talking about it, even though I would not reveal some things due to the privacy of the persons involved. I have to be that charitable. Yeah. But a lot has happened to me. Forget the accent and forget I'm sounding like this. I have seen Shagaya. For those from Nigeria who know what this means, I've been through a lot, and I think a lot of you have been through a lot. That's why it's beautiful that I'm back again, that we're back again to, share these things and remind ourselves that it's okay. It's happening. It will get better. I believe I've seen people whom it got better for. So it will get better. But just know you're not alone. I think I'm not alone. I mean, my friend said, there's so much going on in your life, Amanda. You need to go back to My Life Continues Every Day, somewhere to vent. I know a lot of people see here as a ranting platform, a venting platform. Some see this as a safe space. Some see this as an entertaining platform. I see it as my life. It is not easy to be this vulnerable. Honestly, sometimes I don't want to talk about the things going on in my life because I want to hide away. Because sometimes you're not getting exactly what you bargain for. You work so hard and you think you're going to get the returns as much. You change your job, you think it's going to be perfect, or you move to a different place, and at the end of the day it's not working that way. And it's not easy for you to come out and say, because there are a lot of people who you do not know, or who who in the background are waiting for you to fall. I'm not an enemy kind of person. I don't care, but I know these things happen because I've seen a lot of things, and I know some people are just not happy you are happy, and some other people are happy you are happy genuinely. They don't even show their face, or they do. And there are other people who laugh with you, but they don't. You know what? I don't want to talk about enemies and frenemies and friends yet. I just want to talk about my life. So first of all, how have you been, guys? How have you been? I wish you could tell me. Remember that I have I have an MLCE tribe on WhatsApp. I think I'm going to move it to Telegram. I've been saying this for the longest of time. So, but let me know. I'm Charlie Mandy on Facebook and Instagram. CharleyMandy. Charlie Mandy. On Instagram, on Facebook, you can find me. So you could drop a message. You could say, hey, I want to join the tribe or stuff. But most importantly, I want you to share your story. Remember how we do it? Share your story on this platform. If you've got a story, it shouldn't exceed 6 minutes or 5 minutes. You send it over to IamAmandaElo@gmail.com. See, I made it very clear. So you send your story via audio, send it to me, and it'll feature on any episode that it falls into. I'm glad to have you all back. So let's talk about my life. In the past few months since you last heard my voice, I have changed my job. Yes. You remember where I was working? A radio station in Umuahia, Abia State, Nigeria. Yes, I have moved. I moved. Yes, I know. Someone's like, how did you leave the radio? I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to the radio or not. I don't know. But right now I'm working with a group that I have been with as a volunteer in 2020. I was even there before I started my podcast, if I even got my first official job after school. So I was basically just a volunteer with them. It's a Christian media platform. If you are my friend on Facebook or Instagram, I already gave you my username. You could check this out. So I don't have the right to call the name of this establishment, so you could just go find out on my page, because it's everywhere. It's not some secret society. This is where I work now. This is what I do now. I go about asking people questions on the most delicate of topics, on anything that has to do with life, but in relation to their faith. So yes, I am a Jesus girl right now, doing the Lord's work, I believe. I resigned in July 2022 from my radio job. I was scared. I talked to a lot of people close to me, and I asked questions, I consulted, I prayed, and it seemed like it was pointing towards me leaving. Well, I'm back to that same state I ran to Lagos from, Anambra State, my state, original state where my family stays. So apparently I'm back again. Look at me, the Jonah. But it's okay. I think it's better. The terms are better now. It's a lot better, but I wish for more. I wish for something better. Not just more, something better. It's been a roller coaster, guys. When I was leaving, it seemed like I had it all figured out. A lot of people, she's brave, she's all that. I had someone close to me who I had to be close to. I have some responsibilities that I have to take care of. So staying closer is better. So yeah, that's it. That's basically it. And it's not like I cannot take care of these things from anywhere, but presence matters. So, well, I'm here now. And guess where I'm staying, guys? So when I moved from Umuahia, and I came into Oka. Yes, Oka is the capital city of Anambra State. Yes, this is where I am. This is where I schooled, actually. And guess what? I came here and I was with my friend, a friend who asked me to come back again and continue this podcast with so much goodness. I'm sorry I'm calling her name, but man, it's no secret. So I had to stay in her house for 1 month, August as a whole, until I finally brought a few things together. I don't even want to talk about the stuff that happened eventually after I left my work, I mean, at first I was scared, I was anxious, I was scared. And then I got the whole, I just knew it. I prayed about it, and I just knew that this is guiding me towards my purpose. This is tilting me towards my purpose. This new job, yeah, as a Christian journalist. It was, right? I was scared, but I had people encouraging me. It made sense. But I also had people who were telling me, are you sure you want to do this? These and these are the pros and cons. Can you handle it? And after, thinking about it, I thought I could handle it. But well, truth is, it pays better than where I worked before, but that's not even the thing. It's closer to family. I already mentioned that a million times. It's also guiding me towards my purpose. I know that. And it's flexible. So, yeah, that. It has not been without its own faults. Lord. I cannot say it one by one, because this episode is going to be like 500 minutes. Whatever that means. It's going to take time. So, I'm just going to say this. I was scared. I'm no longer scared like I used to be when I left my former job, but I can tell you that I've grown. I've seen really scary things. Scary things, because this job is a job where you have to meet people you don't know. You just meet people on the street and you give the microphone and you talk with them and with a camera. I've learned so much. I've been in contact with so many people I didn't even imagine I would. I mean, you should follow my page, you'd see me. I was actually with one of Nigeria's best a cappella group, Vocal Monix. Yes, we had one series together for my Christian media platform series. So it was interesting. I mean, I get to meet people. It's crazy, it's beautiful, it's nice, it's scary, it's overwhelming, but it's also good because you get to meet new people. I've said this okay. But no, really, when I say new people, I mean it. And then, some of your friends are willing to share some things, and it's also nice, it's also beautiful. And doing the work of God, I just feel peace. But, oh Lord, it's tough. It's really tough. Sometimes it's seeming like, there was one day I was going to shoot, because you just randomly meet people. Even if you plan with some group of people, you don't do it like every time. So there was a day I was in the bus, I was coming back, I was so pissed because I had dressed up, moved out to interview people, and every single person I met was just not ready to, talk to me. It was crazy. It's, how a journalist can, how the work of a journalist can be. You just step out there, you want to get stories, you want to feature this, and it was sad. I was in the boss, and there was this voice in my head. I'm going to be talking so much about that voice. I really hope, because that voice is genuine. You know how they say the still small voice? That still small voice has been helping my life. So that voice told me that day, Amanda, there are days you will step out of your house for this job, and you will wonder, why on earth did I ever take up this job? Why? But there are other days, girl, that you will step out and the glory of God will shine. Oh, the glory of God will always be with you, but then this particular one will be so visible because you will meet and see things that you would say, what would have happened if I did not take up this job? And honestly, that happened to me, I think 3 weeks into my job, 3 weeks into my job. And honestly, that has been the case. There are days I step out and I can barely find a story. I can barely find whom to interview. Sometimes I don't even have the topic. I'm just wallowing. But there are days. Guys, you should check my page. You should. You should. We're not getting all the likes and the views that it deserves, actually. I think it will happen eventually, but thank God the internet never forgets, so it's there. So someday you're going to go to YouTube and you're going to see it, right? I believe it's going to come up. But there are days that I step out, guys, and I am proud of this woman. I am proud of the glory of God in me. I am proud of the grace that I so hold, that emanates from me. Girl, I don't know, guys. It's amazing. Some days I don't even know that I'm as strong as I actually. God, these things, I don't know. These things happen and you say, you this good before? I didn't know you were this good. I did not know you were this good, Amanda. No, apart from me, the kind of people I talk to and the vibe I attract and I give to them. And the story, guys, if you hear stories from people, it's almost like my life continues every day. On some episodes, we just get to, hear stories of faith from these people. I've heard, not had. I want to say I've had bad days and then I go for these things and I'm fine. I want to say I have heard the toughest and weirdest of stories. You know how you read the Bible and you hear of Job? I have literally met Jobs from Nigeria. I have also met... I've met so many kinds of people, and I can tell you that, hey God, at some point one day I almost said it while I was interviewing one of them. My life continues every day because you hear people tell their stories and you were amazed. God is good. Things are happening. You don't have the worst story, and you don't even have the best story. I don't know. Some days I cry, some days I laugh. It's a beautiful experience. Some days I'm tough. Some days I have to open my eyes like some tout, because the kind of people you're going to see, you have to be all, a bit rough and stuff. And it's interesting. They laugh at you because they know you're just, putting up some front just to show. It's amazing. It's now that I set out to talk about the toughness of this job, but right now that I'm talking, I think I appreciate it. Yes, I do. Not even because of the rudiments of the job, but because of the soul of the job, because of what I have done and what God has used me to do and what God is using people to do in my own life through this particular journey. I don't even see it anymore as a job. I see it as a mission. It's overwhelming, and I'm grateful that if I ever stop today or any day, I'm glad that I did it. It's amazing. So that's it. But then recently, a couple of questions coming up in my head. Are you sure you're not supposed to be doing tech, Amanda? Are you sure you're not supposed to be somewhere, doing your master's and your PhD? Are you sure? All of these things, I'm putting them into consideration. Some days I'm just tired. Honestly, I just want to be on my bed, not lazy, or wake up and go find stories and post it and do a few of your creative works and just move on, simple like that. But I think I'm more ambitious than that, and I think God has more in stock for me than that. I don't know, but some days it's really overwhelming and scary. Like, it is scary for me right now as I'm recording this, because I don't know if I'm really doing it right. Sometimes I'm scared that I might get to 60 and I'd say, if you had listened to some of those your friends who said, do this and do this one and do this one, if you had listened to them, maybe by now you wouldn't be broke, you wouldn't be average, you wouldn't be where you are. A lot of questions. And then another one says, when on earth have you ever been in charge of your life, Amanda? You have tried all your life to control it and it doesn't ever work. Why don't you just let go? Letting go is the most difficult thing to do, I tell you. But I'm learning. Because I do not even have a choice. Well, it's been like that since August. So this is the 6th month. This is January 2023, and it's been what it is. And guess where I live? I live in my former hostel where I lived as an undergraduate. Yes, I know. I know. I have a roommate, as a matter of fact, an interesting person who you will hear one day on. You're going to hear her voice a lot of times, so long as I'm still in this space. So, but right now, she's not back yet from the holidays, so I know she's going to be like, you started without me, but I needed to do this. Okay, so I have a roommate, I've lived alone in Umuahia. You'd be saying, this is a point where you really should be on your own to do this and do that. But I think the growth that I'm getting here is what I need at the moment. It's important to be amongst youths, sound intellectual minds, academic environment. For me, actually, it's working for me because the kind of things that I'm doing, the kind of work I'm working on, I think I need this place. I could get it even if I was living alone, but I don't know. It was funny how I eventually decided to settle here. Coincidentally, it all worked out. I don't know what's going to happen anyways. In fact, that's just it. Some days I tell myself, why are you here? It's like you went back to your past. Not such a bad past though. When I was here, it was amazing. And, it's a Catholic hostel and the chapel is closed, Before I step out for my jobs, for any of my job, I just walk to the chapel, say a few prayers, and it's been working for me. I've been going through a certain kind of, evolution. It's even more this January. Nobody even knows. I like this environment. This is where I just want to be, hide away from some kind of noise. There's noise. Oh, there is noise. Oh Lord, there are so many people in this hostel, and the girls, oh Lord, they have so much to say. So there's noise, but I know I'm talking about the noise of the world and all of that. Some days I'm just here and just lock myself up and I'm watching Netflix and I go out and do my job and I return, and simple, there's no form of pressure. I'm with students, for crying out loud. There's no amount of pressure they can put on me right now. I've gone past that stage to an extent. So there's no pressure to be with some, do some kind of thing, have a certain lifestyle, have some things or not. These things, I have them. I've taken them back to my house because I used to have a house, remember, in Umuahia. And yeah, girl, I did get some things. I did get some properties. Good enough for me. But now I kept them back in my house, right, with my parents. So I'm just saying that I'm doing the simple thing because that's what's going to get me through this phase of life. I'm in a phase, and I know, and I think I will not be able to talk about it properly until I'm out of it. So here it goes again, another phase. Remember, it's been phases upon phases for me. But I'm happy by God's grace. I'm scared. Now about relationships, guys. It's not like I've been, dating. No. The point is, I've been trying to see if love will work, over and over again. I have had really crazy experiences. There's the case where I'm expected by one of these persons to become. What this person wants for me is a good thing. It's beautiful. I'm actually looking out for that thing right now, but I want to do it at my own pace. I love love, and I love companionship. So marriage has always been a beautiful thing for me, and I've always admired it. I have a beautiful family, right? My parents, not perfect. There are things that happen and are scary, but I come from a lovely home. So I want to have a lovely home too, but apparently I think it's not time. Because things have happened, man. Things have happened, One wanted me to, like I said, follow a certain process and pursue something before eventually we start talking about being together forever. It wasn't working for me. It's not at my own, it's not what I want. It was an issue of compromise, and that compromise was just not working. I mean, it's something that would have just worked naturally, but it's not working. And it's something that could still work even if we were married, but it's okay. I get it. It's not the will of God, and it's fine. And we're friends, and He's still looking out for my development and growth, and I appreciate that. And that's it. I've also had someone who I thought we were in this together, and apparently he wasn't really into me like I wasn't to him. Or maybe, I don't know, that's what it seemed like. He keeps saying it's not true, but that's what it seems like. And you know when you know someone just isn't into you like they should be? Because you've seen them be into somebody before. You have seen them be in love with somebody who does not even want them. So you see how they act with you, so this person likes you very well, this person respects you, but that's it. That's just it. They're not into you big time, and you're the only person into them. And when you're like that, you get to do a lot of things just because you want to be sure that you're feeling it, and in the process you might be making mistakes. That's what happened to me. I was going fast below, it was going down the drain. Somehow, thank God it didn't work out. You know why? Because he's not Catholic. I'm one of the persons who really want to get married to a Catholic. If it doesn't work in the long run, fine. But for now, it's part of the requirement. And I don't know until God says no. I mean, I'm sorry if this offends anyone. This does not mean I have issues against anybody's church. No, it's just I know so much. There's so much I want my children to know, and there's a kind of life I want to have. I'm that kind of person. I'm a sinner, but I'm a Jesus girl, and I'm a church person, and I'm a Catholic. So I'm church and Catholic. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to, run the family with someone who's not Catholic. I know we're Christians, but honestly, it's more than that. In the long run, there are things I would want my children to know. This person might find contradictory to their faith, and I don't want it to be a problem. Also, I don't want to force anybody to come to my own denomination just because we're getting married. So no. And trust me, don't even ask me. I have tried with so many non-Catholics. It just didn't work out. It's not prejudice. It just does not work out. If it's not the church, it's something else. So, yeah. Well, it didn't work out, and this person wasn't ready for marriage anyway. So, well, that one went off. And then there was another one that has been there since as a friend. But apparently, I don't know. He wasn't going to talk about his feelings because he thought that I was in a relationship anyways when I met him, so he didn't feel the need to talk about it. That's what he said. But I had always known from the gifts he was given, from the way he was God, I was pampered by this person. When I say this pampering, this was happening right after this entire, the previous ones I mentioned, right? This is the most recent. I was pampered by this person. This person has always known, one or two things going on in my life, and they've always supported financially. Financially, this person has always been there, I had the feeling that this person was into me, so I confronted the person. You're into me. This is it. I was always saying it every time. This thing you're giving, I don't have anything to give you in return. You're giving so much, and I don't have, and I was serious about it. And he would always say, you don't have to give me anything. I'm doing this because it's what I want to do. I don't know, maybe because I'm myopic, I had always, imagined that there was something attached to it. Well, I'm sorry. But whatever, I could be right or not, but let's see. So, this person, would order me food. I'm in this hostel and I live big. Not because of him, of course, I get paid very well, by God's grace, especially when responsibility is not more than my, salary for the month, because it happens a lot. God is good. This person would, order food for me, and I'll get a call from a delivery guy. This could be normal for you listening, but it wasn't so normal for me. It's a delivery guy, and then breakfast, lunch, chocolates. And my friend is a baker, and she lives behind my hostel. So this person has this person's number, and he has my friend's number, so he would always order for some of these things. And I had a beautiful time, and at each moment I would tell him, I don't have anything to give. If you spoil me silly and I become very dependent on you, I hope it's not going to be a problem, but I was always scared. I'm one of those persons, right? I'm always scared. When you give and I'm not able to give back, I'm scared. I don't know if any other person thinks differently but about me, but that's not who I am. I'm always afraid of not being able to give you what you're giving me. It's a big deal. In fact, it might have affected my relationship at some point. Some of my relationships. If I feel that it's not being reciprocated either from you, or I'm not able to reciprocate, I feel like there is a parasitic relationship going on. And so it was a big deal for me at this last person. I was always complaining. I feel you're making me a charity case. It sounds crazy, right? But this person seemed like this person was love bombing, because at some point, this person wanted to ask me. This person asked me out, but I wasn't sure anymore. I did confront him, but I wanted him to say it so that we'll be sure of the page we were in. There's no need us lying to each other, and at the end of the day, we might make mistakes that we don't want to make, and we're claiming we're just friends. That's not true. If there's anything I've learned, is to not lie to myself. So, it was a big deal. This person was always trying to give, and I was always afraid because I felt like I wasn't able to give this person what they needed. And yes, this person wanted attention, which I thought I couldn't give, and I knew I could not give. That kind of attention, I didn't have it. And even if I did, I wasn't going to give it to someone who I wasn't dating. And it was a big deal at some point. Well, unfortunately, at some point, I began to, start considering the whole thing. And he was also not Catholic, and he said he was not going to change because he doesn't, and that was nice of him. He said, I'm not going to change just because of you, because that would be a lie to myself. I want to do it if I want to do it because I'm convinced that I should move to the Catholic Church. And it made sense, but I was still not going to marry him. So, and there were other factors. I'm still human. I still have to think. There are things I have to think about. If these things are not going to work, I can't just walk into it. But we're just cool. We're just moving on. We're cool. But I was still having issues with him always spending on me. Okay. But I wasn't a bad person. I mean, he said it too. I'm honest. You're good. And that's the thing. You overthink these things too much. You're just an amazing person, and I just want you to know you're amazing. And so I'm just doing these things because you're an amazing person. You're my friend. I want to get married to you. Let's get married. Let's do this. But if you don't, it's fine. I mean, I thought it was, but at some point, this is the person who was almost always there, especially since I left Umuahia to this place. Financially, mostly. I don't even ask. I don't even know how to ask him. Do you understand? I don't know how to ask this person. So this person is one person who gives even without me asking. Very good person. To me, with the whole finance, at least. But I guess he had other plans. I said, I wasn't going to marry him, but I didn't throw him away because there were times when I was going to throw him away. But we all reconciled and we're all back again. And he knew, I gave him all the clues that I was beginning to be interested. Okay? But, well, I don't know. I don't know what he thought. I don't know. It wasn't easy for me to just all of a sudden get married to you, right? My 2021 was adventurous as far as trying to find love is concerned. And I'm not talking about the years before. 2022, that's last year, was adventurous when it comes to love and trying to find love. There are other people I'm not even mentioning because I just made sure I did not make it go as far as a month. I did not make it a thing. What am I saying, a month? I didn't even give it a room. So things were happening. There were people who were coming who I would say, could this be it? It was just, I'm sorry, but this is my life I'm talking about. So maybe you think I would have been wiser or something, whatever. But so, I wasn't just going to delve into a relationship just like that. And not with this person who has been there, I've always seen this person as a stalker. He was always there. He just knew always the right moment to jump out and, give you one or two things. And he would say, no, I'm not doing this because I want to get anything from you. I just want to do it because I just feel you need it, which is very scary. Well, in summary, just when I was thinking that maybe something could begin, I paid him a surprise visit in his house, and guess what? He asked me out of his house. Yup, I'm not telling the full story surrounding it, but so yes, you might say I went there it was a surprise visit, and he had made me, he had made it seem like he loved it. It was part of his fantasy. When we would talk in the past, he would say, I know you don't want to come visit me. I visited him actually. I did visit him on a few occasions, but then it was always if he said, please, let's meet, come on, come around, and all of that, right? So this was the very first time I was going to do it without him asking me, because I felt like, okay, fine, this is my friend, and he was going through something at the time. Well, let me visit this person. Let's have a good time. I don't want to tell him. I feel he's going to spoil the whole thing. I just want him to know that, well, it's not like I can pay him for all he's been doing financially. I just want him to know that in as much as I'm very stubborn about the whole marriage thing right now, and in as much as I'm keeping my, I'm taking it slowly, he's, to an extent, my friend now. He's my friend. He actually is my friend. At least from the past few months, he has been there. So, why not? Why not? So I visited him, and well, he said he wasn't comfortable with me coming to his house. Yes, that happened. He asked me out of his house, and I was stranded. He wanted me to go. He was going to pay for my tea fare home, but I didn't want to take it up. I had my dignity. I had to pick it up. And that night when I called him to find out why he did what he did, he called me to know if I got home safely. Crazy. He just asked, and then he ended the call, and I called him back to know what happened. He said he wasn't going to talk to me, that he didn't want to talk. No, he wasn't going to pick the call. He sent a message. I'm trying my best not to tell the full story, but I also don't want to sound like I'm telling just half of the story, so you don't think I'm the good one here and he's the bad one. I just want you to know how it is. So I'm giving you bits and pieces, but I'm giving you just what it is. He said he didn't want to talk, so I let go. And now he wants to come back into my life like nothing happened. People think sometimes you could just wake up and say, I'm sorry, and then everything just goes away. I still am anxious. I still have anxiety attacks anytime I remember what happened. It's crazy. I've never been asked out of anybody's house before. He didn't do it violently, by the way, but he just came over and said, I'm not comfortable with you being in my house. And I'm like, wow. In my head, I've been to your house a couple of times, and it's not like I'm a thief or something, and you've never complained of anything, and it seemed to me like you'd love my company, but who knows? So I didn't argue. I left, and I called that night to know what it was. I bumped into your house, so you have the right to. But I would have gone the next day, something. But it's okay. I know my worth, so I'm moving on. And this person is, coming back and all that. I have forgiven him, but I don't know about being together with this person anymore. Not even as a friend, because I would always remember that day. And it's not out of wickedness, but guys, I've been through a lot that I cannot even say on this podcast. A lot that is hurting the hell out of me, especially from people who I've been rooting for and giving my love to. It's crazy, especially when your instinct has been warning you, but thanks to Jesus. Oh, there was one thing that happened. Before I left for his house for that surprise, I went into the chapel and I said to God, I'm about to say yes to this guy. If he pops the question tonight, I'm saying yes, because what's all this? He's been so kind. In fact, that morning, the day I surprised him, he has sent something to my family for Christmas. Yes, that's how serious it is. Yes, something to my family for Christmas, and we were cool. So that's why it's still a surprise why he asked me out of his house. We're cool. He was even telling me of his ex who was married. It's okay. Well, I asked God, you better show me this is the man. I guess that was the sign, so that's why I'm not so mad, but it's not going to leave my head anytime soon. Well, that's my story in summary. So that's how my 2022 ended. And this is 2023, and at this point, I just want to do my podcast and hide in my bed and sleep and watch Netflix movies and just move on, because there's so much. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm happy. I've been blessed. Oh, I have been blessed. I had an amazing family time this Christmas. I cooked the hell out of my life, but my parents were so happy. It was amazing. We had good time. I've had amazing things happen for me. Miracles have happened. I've entered places that I did not expect myself to enter last year. Gotten connections that ordinarily I would not. So it's still beautiful. There are things I'm looking out for, and I hope they finally happen for me. Because I deserve joy too, don't I? And you too. But one thing I know is, with all of this happening, I am not losing nothing. I know who I am. And until my watch is ended, my life continues every day. So I've had 37 minutes with you. This has been the longest. And this is just an intro. I just wanted us to know that this is what's up. So, story of my life 101 or 201. Okay. So I think in subsequent episodes, you are going to be hearing more voices. Yes, more voices. Not just like before, but let's just say, keep your fingers crossed, okay? Keep your fingers crossed. The point is, I love to be real on this podcast. I want to be real because it's a story of my life and the story of other people's lives. I don't want to make it seem some superficial, whatever. In due time, we're going to add adjustments and modifications and all of that, but you all know me. I don't have that time. I know I should do it, but I think this platform means a lot to me and a lot of people. It's more than just some podcast that I'm trying to find face, or fine tune to fit into some genre that is going to sell. I pray it sells, but this is a space where people talk about the hardest things of their life. So I really don't want to make it look like some business. So I'm sorry if this season 2 is starting on a note that you maybe you wanted it to be some kind of flashy and stuff. I'm sorry, I'm just telling the story of my life. That's what I do on this podcast. We'll do better, but just know this. You will hear my story. That's what I do. And I pray it gets better. I'm going to share the good and the bad. That's for sure. Thank you so much for being with me. And I wish you a very wonderful new year. I love you. And no matter what happens, your life should continue every day. Because my life continues every day. I'm Amanda Elo. Follow me on social media. On Facebook, on Instagram, it is Charlie Mandy. On LinkedIn, it's Amanda Elo. I'd be expecting your stories. And on Anchor FM, you can always leave me reviews if you have any. So thank you so much. God bless you, and may Zen just protect you. Amen. Bye.
I got you. I'm living a good life, no stress and no strife. Every day I keep moving up. Monday to Sunday, steady balling. If I'm can be one nature,